Hello, Malcolm here. Now, I have something to share with you today that I think you're going to want to know about. What am I talking about? Well, it's the next module in the Athens Institute of Ministry for the UK and Ireland that's coming up this September, and the topic is Christian doctrines. Now, Christian doctrines. Now, how important is this? Well, I would say this. Christian doctrine it's like an exploration of the way in which God intends us to relate to him, to one another, to the world. In other words, it's not a dry topic. It's not a difficult topic in some ways, but I think it's an exciting and a dynamic one because it's not just about what other people believe. It's about how we connect with God, one another, and the world. What could be more important than that? Not only that, but you and I know that the consequences of teaching and living by, erroneous doctrines is serious, right? 1 Timothy 4:16, watch your life and doctrine closely, persevere in them, because if you do, you will save yourself and your hearers. And we live in a time very much like that when the Apostle Paul was writing to Timothy in 2 Timothy 4 that people will not put up with sound doctrine. When we look at the variety of doctrines around and the variations on people's beliefs about various aspects of the way the Bible teaches about things, there is a lot of confusion. People don't seem to want accurate, sound doctrine. How do we make sure we're teaching the right stuff? I mean, what is our responsibility here? Titus chapter 2, you, however, must teach what is appropriate to sound doctrine. We've got to know what that is. Teaching what is accurate will enable us to, as it says here in Titus chapter 1, he must hold firmly to the trustworthy message as it has been taught, so that, and I like this balance and this blend, so that he can encourage others by sound doctrine and refute those who oppose it. Encourage people with sound doctrine, refute those who oppose it. That's a good blend, isn't it? So what's this module all about? Well, in this module, we're going to examine common Christian doctrines held by various denominations with three aims. Let me tell you what those are. Firstly, we hope to discover the value of these doctrines and even the different perspectives. There's some value in pretty much all perspectives on Christian doctrines, even those that aren't entirely accurate. What is the value there, even when they differ from our understanding? That's the first thing. Second is to discover any errors that are out there in our own doctrine or in those around us that we commonly hear about and perhaps people ask us questions about, to discover any errors and evaluate whether or not those errors are significant, because it has to be said in some areas of doctrine, errors may not be significant. Others, they certainly are very significant. How do we discern the difference between those? And the third thing we'll be looking at is, to discover how these teachings and how our learning about these teachings can help us to be confident about what we believe, what you believe, and thus be equipped to teach other people, both perhaps in our congregations and beyond. So we are most definitely, and I want to make this an emphasis, we're not just looking to point out the faults in other groups with a view to judging them. We have enough challenges of our own attempting to review and refine what we teach to ensure its accuracy and relevance. On the other hand, though, we will hold up the doctrines of other denominations to the light of Scripture as an aid to help us to learn, to grow, and let's pray that we can please God. Because in the end, it is about him, not about us, not about denominations, not about what people teach. It's about him. So we're going to be looking at the doctrines prayerfully so that we can understand God better, and that will help us to be better servants of him and his word. So who is this for? This is for anyone who wants to learn, and that includes men and women. It includes the old and the young physically, the old and the young spiritually. We've got young Christians already in this program. We've got people in their 70s in this program. It's for members of the churches of Christ. It's for people who aren't members of the churches of Christ. It's for anybody who wants to learn. It doesn't matter if you're a leader or not. It's certainly very relevant to leaders, very relevant to people with a teaching or preaching responsibility, but it's relevant to any Christian. I mean, I've been teaching some of these materials for almost 40 years, and I am still learning. We're never done learning. So even if you've been a Christian a long time, there's going to be something in this course for you. I'm pretty sure you won't have heard everything Doug or Andy or I will be teaching. So what will we be teaching? Well, I'll briefly run down the topics, and that will give you a bit more detail. So we'll be covering what doctrine is. What actually is it? It might be more and less than you might expect. We'll be talking about odd doctrines of the 1st and 2nd centuries, looking back at the early church. Many of the colourful developments in Christendom aren't exactly new. A lot of the things we see today that are perhaps erroneous, you might find their reflections back in the early days. We'll be looking at Catholicism and the Orthodox Church. What do Catholics believe? What do the Orthodox churches believe, those close cousins to the Catholics? What happened to the church in the Middle Ages? Look at that. Protestantism. Why was the Protestant reaction so strong? And should everyone be a Protestant? We'll be looking at Calvinism and open theism. I mean, if God knows the future, do we really have any choice as to whether we serve him? Or maybe God doesn't know what will happen in the future, so we'll be looking at that. What about fundamentalism? Because we want and need to take the Bible seriously, but doesn't mean we have to take it literally. And what happens if we do? We'll be tackling the topic of premillennialism. Are we living in the end times? Will God give us signs or ways to interpret current events so that we don't get left behind? We'll be looking at the charismatic movement. Did gifts like prophecy in tongues and healing really die out after the apostolic age? We'll be looking at miscellaneous American doctrinal systems. Why do so many wacky religions originate in the States? And that phrase was written by an American friend of mine, not me. I'll just have you know. God used to be a man. Blood transfusions displease God. Just say a few words and I'm saved. We're looking at some of those. We'll also be looking at liberal theology in the New Age movement. Would you like to understand this postmodern era better that we're in? Well, grasping the approaches of the New Age movement and liberal theology will make all the difference. We'll be looking at the prosperity theology movement and the megachurch movement. Churches like Willow Creek, Hillsong, Saddleback, Lakewood churches, they've shaped a lot of 21st century thinking about church. And what can we learn from the megachurch movement? The blessings of God are real. We want to trust them, but in what ways do the prosperity gospel advocates go perhaps too far? Where might they be in error? And we'll be talking about moving towards a biblical theology, because the way we think about God affects our doctrine, and the way we think about doctrine affects our view of God. So we're going to survey the lessons from 2,000 years of doctrinal developments in an attempt to clarify our thinking about doctrine. So where is this taking place and when? Well, this is going to be on Saturday, the 24th of September. The taught classes will be from 9 till 1, 9 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon, at the Novotel in Reading. The address is going to be in the show notes. You can attend in person, which is great fun, or you can attend online. You can stay later on in the day after the morning sessions for the filming of further classes in the afternoon or the evening, should you wish to do so, but you don't have to. How much does it cost? The cost of this individual module is £149. Discounts are available depending on circumstances. Savings are available if you sign up for the module bundles that you'll find on the website, which details in show notes. If you need more information or to register or to express an interest, then email me, malcolm@malcolmcox.org, and either I or our administrator, Michelle Chima, will get back to you within 48 hours. You can find, again, more information at the website, which is all the W's, AIM UK and Ireland, one word, AIMUKandIreland.com. A couple of other things that people have asked me. This is a 3-year rolling course. Do I have to start at the beginning? Because this is our third module. No, you can start here. You can start anywhere in the course. The program runs for 3 years and then repeats. You can jump on and jump off at anywhere along the way. I've mentioned about discounts, so email me if you want information about that. A third thing sometimes people ask is whether you have to have graduated from university to be able to attend this or have studied some theology. No. The materials, we're going to do our best to make sure that the materials are accessible for people from all all educational backgrounds and so on. So if you're interested, drop me a message. You can have a look on the website. There'll be more details specifically about the doctrine module put up over the weekend, but you'll see general information about the courses as a whole up there already. If you know anybody that is interested in this, even if you're not or can't attend for some reason, do please pass it on. And send it on to your people in your own congregation or just friends or wherever. The more we can spread the news about this, I think the better, because we need to. I need to. We all need to understand what we believe better. We're never done learning. So let's help one another to learn. I look forward to being there that weekend. I look forward to teaching, but I look forward to learning, both from Andy and Doug, but also from you. Those of you online, those of you there in person, because when we're learning together, we learn so much more. And I really look forward to it, as I have the last few modules that we've done. Well, I think that'll do for today. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch this and listen to this. And if you have any questions, drop me a line, malcolm@malcolmcox.org. Till then, take care and God bless.